When I was told to cover Spirited Away, I thought, great, I'll cover my childhood classic, Spirit, Stallion of the Cimarron. You know, the horsey movie. Nope, it's never the horsey movie. Nobody wants the horsey movie. Hi, welcome to Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell. Why are you booing? I didn't even start anything. At the time of this recording, Spirited Away is turning 25 years old. Unfortunately, within my 28 years of life, I have not seen a Studio Ghibli film. Okay, that one makes more sense. Now, for those who haven't heard of Spirited Away, it's kind of a big deal. It won the 2003 Academy Award for Best Animated Picture, and on top of that, introduced a whole generation to anime. And I've heard of Studio Ghibli for years, so to get this recommendation, I was excited to actually check it out. And so I fired up the old HBO Max machine and see if the hype holds up 25 years later to fresh eyes. What did I think? What's the short answer? Yeah. No, I thought it was good. Why are you guys booing? I'm right. Now, with how weird this movie gets, how do I really go into the synopsis? 10-year-old Chihiro and her family stumble into a spirit world. She ultimately has to work at a bathhouse for the spirits in order to save her parents. Going into this film, I really didn't know what I was expecting for this thing. It certainly wasn't this. And I mean that, of course, in the best possible way. This movie is like really creative. It is like so beautiful, this film. It is both insanely cute and straight up nightmare fuel, mostly nightmare fuel.
What the hell is even that?
Now, from my dumb American perspective, this film, it felt like an interdimensional cable version of Alice in Wonderland, complete with big-headed antagonist. It's a nonsensical odyssey that's like throwing everything it can at you, but yet for a 25-year-old movie, it felt really fresh to me. Like, one of the things that I really admired about the film was the plot. There was none. I mean, there is a basic story, like our main character does go on kind of a mini arc. This film, it has something that I'd like to refer to as light switch story elements. Problems and characters that show up, but then they disappear, and then they'd reappear, depending on when they're needed or not needed for the story. Things that should be urgent were not given as much urgency, and things that shouldn't have gotten as much attention were getting a bunch of attention, and it was kind of weird, but I kind of respected that. At some parts of the movie, I kind of forgot that we were even supposed to be rescuing the parents until they brought it up again. Like in any other film, this would really bother me. It kind of didn't matter. I was here for the vibes, hand-drawn animation style, and just how much they were throwing at you. I was having a great time. Once you're deep into the film, you kind of have to surrender yourself to the ride, see where it takes you. If you don't meet the film a little bit on its level, then you lose out on some of the magic that is being presented to you. In a not-so-subtle way, this film is a critique on work culture within a capitalist society. You take Chihiro, you take a person, and you thrust them into a society where it's just all work all the time. Manual labor is just so ingrained within this world and the people. It overtakes your identity. With a topic like that, some people get annoyed watching it. I'm not one of those people. But I think because this film is set within a bizarre satirical setting, if you want to go into this film to see a bit of a message, it's there for you. At the same time, this movie, it is such a vibes movie that I think you would like it too for that. I apologize if I'm butchering this name, but in my research, I found it interesting that Hayao Miyazaki was ready to quit the world of animation before making this movie. But he ultimately decided to make Spirited Away when he realized that there wasn't many films out there for little girls to really place themselves into. It was through observing the daughter of a friend that I realized there were no films out there for her. No films that directly spoke to her. With Spirited Away, I wanted to say to them, don't worry, it will be alright in the end. There will be something for you. Not just in cinema, but also in everyday life. Even though the film was made with young girls in mind, Chihiro, I think, works as a protagonist. She is very similar to an Alice from An Alice in Wonderland. Both passive and active as a protagonist. Also annoying. Like, she is really annoying. Like, she tried my patience a couple times, this character. Like, probably was very intentional, because I've dealt with younger kids before, and like, they are also very annoying.
I'm Douglas Campbell, and I am saying kids are stupid.
And even though she annoyed me at times, like, I was invested enough within this journey, I wanted to see how she got out of it. Similar to his film, like, I was surprised to learn that Miyazaki's filmmaking technique, it's very deliberate, but also loose. He basically made shit up. That is so crazy to hear, but when you see the finished product, like, it really makes sense. That bizarre assembling of the story, it really works with the nonsensical aesthetic that this film has. Like, it was even to the point, like, they would just draw characters, and they would just end up in the movie. Nothing was left out. Like, it's really good. It was such a treat. If I had to nitpick anything, I would say maybe the ending was a little too abrupt. I wouldn't say it's a deal breaker, because we weren't really building up to a whole lot anyway in this film. I really get why this film is a classic, and I am like so mad at myself that I didn't like see this thing sooner. I would give this thing a 9 out of 10. Like, I really had a great time watching it. Thank you for watching this video. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Any help you can give my channel, I would greatly appreciate, and if you're already subscribed to me, thank you so very much. My latest goal is to get to 700 subscribers by the end of the year. If you aren't subscribed to me yet, please consider hitting that little button below. This being my first Studio Ghibli film, I had such a great time with it, and I definitely want to check out more. What film would you recommend I check out next from their catalog? Leave a comment below. Well, that's all the time we have today here on Film Stash. My name is Douglas Campbell, and if you who are you?